we get the story. All of us saw this yesterday, as if the weekend wasn't already crazy and tragic enough. All of a sudden, you see the story. In Rob Reiner's house, a 78-year-old man and a 68-year-old woman are found dead. What do you mean? But how come you don't say it's them?
Yeah.
That's the first reporting where everybody's like, what are they talking about? Rob is 78. His wife, Michelle, I believe, is 68.
Yes.
No. So, it is them. They would have, how? Knife. How? Who?
Robbery homicide showed up. Robbery homicide.
And then TMZ, and it's like, no, their son, Nick. Why? Yeah, but the daughter went in and then called the cops and go find my brother. Why the brother? Well, he was a homeless, he was a drug abuser, and they even did a documentary or whatever show that they did. And wait a minute, what are we talking about with all this stuff? This is Rob Reiner, who was extremely critical of Trump, but the day Charlie Kirk died, he was actually very, respectful about the whole of what happened. And even though politically, he cannot stand what Charlie's all about. This is Rob Reiner, if you want to play this clip with him and Piers Morgan. Go ahead, Rob.
About the murder of Charlie Kirk. What was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror, absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems. And I felt like what his wife said at the service, that the memorial they had, was exactly right. And totally, I believe, I'm Jewish, but I believe in the teachings of Jesus, and I believe in doing to others, and I believe in forgiveness. And what she said to me was beautiful, and absolutely, she forgave his assassin.
Right there. So, Tom, thoughts on this story?
Well, when you hear, Rob Reiner say that in an interview with Pierce, you say to yourself that below, and he had a lot of anger. You see his tweets. Some of his tweets were really intense. But you see that underneath it, there's a human being, and there's a human being that's speaking in very measured terms, and you can hear his voice. I don't think he's posturing there.
Wow.
I think.
By the way, breaking news. I don't mean to interrupt. As of 1 hour ago, the son is officially arrested. Okay, so the son,
Rob Reiner's son,
which is his bail pad. I think it's like $4 million.
Rob
bail.
just sent this to me. Rob Reiner's son
charged
was
with
just
murder.
arrested.
There it is.
32 years old, held at Parker Central Jail in downtown LA with his bail set at $4 million. A rep for the LA County reported. Rep did not immediately respond to the questionnaire, but that's what was said.
And
so
allegedly, he slit their throats, and they had multiple stab wounds on top of that. So it was bad. It was really
having
bad.
their throats slit during a heated argument with a family member. The duo were declared dead at the scene over the weekend. Nick is being what? 78 and 16. In addition, Nick and Romy, they also survived son Jake, as well as Rob's daughter, Tracy, from a previous marriage. The couple's heartbroken. Family members issued a touching statement in the wake of the sudden loss.
Wow.
Posted a picture of the entire family. Oh, my goodness. That is... Tom, please continue.
This shows the importance of parenting, the importance of getting help for your kids when they're out there on the edge. And but for Rob, it was very, I thought, very appropriate the way he reacted when he talked to Pierce. And I saw a human underneath the angst and everything that he would show on Twitter and his opinions, and very, very volatile times, aren't we all? He was very, very measured, and I appreciated that. And then when I read this, I read about a family that's got a troubled kid and a troubled kid that struggled with mental illness. And parts of the report coming out, and I hope these are correct because we're repeating things that have been posted by a variety of usually reputable celebrity magazines, that he was homeless, he was struggling emotionally, he had struggled with drugs, and that the family did not reach out to rescue him by giving him money that would just continue it. They were hoping he would get into treatment, and ultimately comes home and there's some volatile argument here that leads to the most horrific. I mean, I haven't read anything this horrific since the Menendez brothers killed their parents. Yeah. I mean, this is just horrifying. And that's how I feel about it. If you've got kids and you've got kids who are on the edge, you got to get clergy, you got to get a faith foundation, you got to get people in the room with you, because this is where it can end. And this is just horrifying.
The president just tweeted a couple thoughts here, and to his same old way that the president has always been. He didn't hold back, and he went straight to it.
Can I take a wild guess?
He did give his.
He loves him, and then he craps all over him.
Yeah, you should read this. Okay, so a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as the Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace.
Not a fan of that. I'm gonna say that right now.
There's a better way to do that.
I remember speaking to Charlie Kirk at the memorial when he went on stage and said, Charlie's cool with his enemies. I'm not. Meaning, Rob Reiner has called him a fascist, a Hitler. Okay. The guy is dead, murdered by his son, slit him and his wife's throat over an argument during the holidays. I do not like that at all. Let me just say that. In regard to Rob Reiner, God rest his soul, that guy gave me and my family so many moments of, Pat, Stand By Me, The Spinal Tap, A Few Good Men, When Harry Met Sally, Misery. If you really think about this guy's work, and he was one of the guys that I said years ago, if I ever met him, because I saw him once passing in Hollywood, I was going to say thank you, because of his brilliance. He gave us moments where I was in a household where my father drank, and it was always pandemonium and crazy and yelling and arguing and drinking. He gave me moments where we would sit and watch Stand By Me. We would sit there and watch these movies, and it was an escape. And Stand By Me and A Few Good Men are going down in the top 50. So I want to say God rest his soul, and I want to thank him wherever he is in heaven for giving me those moments where I got to unplug and not deal with the drama of our life. And I want to say God rest his soul.
Adam.
So I've actually dealt with a situation like this before, which is crazy. I had a very good friend, and there's a brother and a sister. And the brother had a massive drug problem. And they were trying to help the guy, and they were accommodating him. And eventually, in a fit of rage, wanting money and drugs, and the mother wouldn't help him, he took a baseball bat and murdered his mom.
Jeez.
Straight up. This was in Miami.
You told me this story once.
Yeah. And obviously, just the most tragic, disgusting thing you can think about. But it goes further. It's like, all right, so he's still in jail. What does he think about every single day? I murdered my mom with a baseball bat. His sister, who I was friends with back in the day, she has kids. What does she say to her kids? Oh. You know, not to bring Charlie Kirk or Erica Kirk in there. What does Erica Kirk say to her kids? So, you know, a theme of the show today is this suicidal empathy and being too tolerant. I don't know what happened with Rob Reiner. I'm not questioning his life at this point. But at some point, you know, this suicidal empathy turned into homicidal empathy. And the kid that he brought into the world took him and his wife out. So the son murdered his parents on some Menendez type stuff.
Allegedly.
Over an argument.
Allegedly. That's what he's been charged with.
And he's been a drug addict and homeless and the whole deal. And I'm not blaming the parents, but at what point, like, did you allow this kid to get this bat?
Well, but I don't know, a lot of drugs do. Like, I don't know what he was on at the moment. We have to find out a bunch of stuff with all the. They're probably going to drug test him and all that stuff. But drugs will ruin whatever he was on, your brain, and make you crazy. Maybe he was asking for money or something, and then in the heat of the moment, who knows?
In and out of rehab since 15th birthday. Of course, this is an article that People did with him in 2016, where Nick Reiner talks about being homeless and living on the streets of LA, but also being taken to his first rehab facility around his 15th birthday.
That's wild. You know what that means? You've been going at it for a couple of years.
I mean, unfortunately, this is par for the course in Hollywood. I don't know if you remember this, PBD, when we were at Mar-a-Lago maybe 2 months ago. You were filming for that movie.
Yeah.
We were sitting there.
Yeah.
And then we ended up talking to the director afterwards. And I want to say he was friends or business partners with Rob Reiner.
Yep.
And he was basically saying, what a great guy, but just completely has TDS and there's no coming back from it. That's separate note from what happened to him, tragedy. But when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to movies, he's one of the few good men that's made some of the greatest movies of our generation. And rest in peace. It's absolute tragedy what happened to the guy.
Yeah, there's no question about it. You hear stories like this, you're thinking like I said, this weekend was 4 movies. Like, it was a fictional weekend. Like, it didn't feel like it's a real thing happening. It was a fictional weekend where, that's probably out of a movie you watch. Yeah, that's a pretty bad movie. That sucks for some. No, these are all true stories of what happened this weekend. With that being said, guys, exciting news here on what happened. I got a report this morning. Let me tell you what this report is. Do you not got the report this morning because of Christmas shopping? We've been doing a lot of Christmas shopping ourselves. My son's got the longest Christmas shopping list he's ever had.
Dylan?
Oh, my God. And by the way, so many of the items are old dinosaur, what do you call
Legos.
it? He's all into dinosaur Legos that we got to go try to find. We got to go find. We got to tell Santa to go find.
Of course.
And he's been doing a lot of stuff. So Christmas shopping. You know what this is? Since the vault till today, I've only not worn these 3 days. Every day I've worn these. And you know why this is a special week? Because the white and the navy are officially here being shipped out this week. They're being shipped out this week. So I want to give you a report that I got this morning on how many countries have ordered these shoes. You ready? In order, okay, of orders, of who's ordered the most. Obviously, U.S. is number 1. Number 2 is Canada. Surprisingly, Canada's number 2. I have to look to see if Pierre won it or not because I don't know if he believes future looks bright. I hope he did. Australia, 23. Interesting. Australia's diehard fans of the podcast, by the way. Australia 3X'd UK. Okay?
Damn.
Then you got Slovenia. Then you got UAE. UAE makes it in the top 6 of people ordering the shoe. Then you know who's next? Saudi Arabia. Then it's Malaysia, Poland, Croatia, Bulgaria. Then it's Switzerland, Ireland, Czech, Oman, Norway, and guess who's last?
Oman, little old Oman.
Israel is last. They did buy, though, but they're last. So somebody there said...
But they get a good discount, yes.
No discount for the shoes. But guess what? To everybody that's watching this, I love the amount of people that are ordering the shoes. Some interesting people are ordering the shoes and wearing them. I'm in love with them. But for Christmas, folks, Rob, if you can go on a VT merch, I want to show you guys a shirt for Christmas, especially those of you guys that watch it. Whatever you do, stay up a little bit, Rob. Get yours. You're going to fall in love with these Christmas hats. Okay? I'm personally giving these Christmas hats away as gifts to some of the folks that I have. These may be the sickest red Christmas hats in the world ever, especially at a time that some people are playing the game, Christ, Christmas, what it's all about, celebrating it, whether it's the green, this is a hot item, buy 5, buy 10, buy 20, gift them to others. You will not be disappointed. On the right, that says Future Looks Bright. On the side, it says VTN. When you flip it, I don't even know if it shows the bottom, Future Looks Bright. It's a sick hat, Rob. If you can
Sold
go back.
out last year.
Yeah, I know it did. So, but we got a few left. If you go back to that page, go a little bit lower. I want to show you that shirt. You see that shirt right there? To those of you guys, the one to the left. Can you zoom into that one and go in, Rob?
Who the hell is on
Well,
that?
you have to zoom in a little bit, folks. This is like OG.
Who's that?
If you go in a little bit, zoom in, you will see, will it go in a good quality zoom in? Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Can you see it? That's me in the middle.
Is that me as an elf?
That's Vinny as an elf.
Adam.
That's Adam as a
Adam
Jew.
has a Hanukkah.
That's Rob in the back.
Another elf.
And then you got Tom to the right.
Dude, that's
And
hilarious.
yours truly in the
Punch a little
middle.
bit,
So it's
Rob.
I want that.
On the back of it, I think it says PBD Podcast, Rob. If you don't have it or not, if you want to go to the back, Yeah, right there.
Nice.
There you
There
go. All right.
I like that
So
logo.
go to vtmerch.com, place the order, and we're about to make a massive announcement about Future Looks Bright that I'm excited about. Once it closes, I'll make the announcement to you guys here today. So again, for Christmas, if you order today, things will arrive to you, and anybody that places an order, you get a Merry Christmas Future Looks Bright ornament and a Merry Christmas Valuetainment Edition mug that'll be sent to you as well. So go place your order, represent, and we'll send the gifts over to you. We'll send your merch over to you this week. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.